And so I apologize for being late. I had some meetings to take care of today. But I want to talk about quickly the fourth tool or tactic that has worked really well for me for getting clients. Hey, Barry, thank you for chiming in on the other one. And that's direct mail. More specifically, well, I got a lot of things. I'm going to make it quick because I got to catch a train. Sending direct mail to potential clients or wannabe clients or people who never thought they might be clients, but that you can make them think that they should be clients. Direct mail has been very effective for me. I go about it a little bit differently than anybody else I know. I'll just tell you a couple things that have worked for me and a couple things that I know have worked for others. I think maybe the first, obviously you kind of know these things, you hear about other people doing them. The first time I experienced it, one of my good buddies wanted to work with a guy in the health niche, a well-known publisher. And we recorded an interview that was based 20 years in the future, maybe it was 10 years in the future. And we recorded it, put it in a package, sent it to the guy who ran the business in the mail. It was FedEx probably. And turned into a lucrative ongoing relationship with that publisher. This is probably 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. And that's kind of the first time that I actually got involved with that. And it worked really well. For my own self, for my own business, it has become, it's a rare thing. Because like I said, I don't really go, recently I haven't really gone prospecting. Before I really didn't have money to be spending too much on FedEx and things like that. But what I would do is everyone I talked to throughout the year who seemed to me like they could be good or could possibly want to be prospects, maybe not, but sometimes it was people whose podcast I appeared on who let me do guest articles for them. Whatever, we had some kind of interaction. I would send thank you cards around Christmas. And just to say thank you for whatever they did for me or whatever. I'm just thankful for having had the interaction with them. And, look forward to whatever's next. And I would never sell them using the thank you cards anyway. But in many cases, it turned into a conversation. They would send me back a thank you letter or they'd email me or call me. Usually it was an email. Thanks for the card. And, by the way, we have a project coming up. Wonder if you might want to talk about that. It happened a lot. And in terms of thank you cards, like I said, I would spend $20, $15, $20 sending out cards, buy cards and postage, spend some time writing personalized notes, sending them out, and get hundreds of times more back than I spent. A $1,000 project, they're already doing 50 times better than what you spent on the entire thing. And even for the people who didn't hire me or didn't reach out back, you build a reputation and you build visibility, and people think of you as a nice person, a thoughtful person. And again, you're building that in your, that presence. You're differentiating yourself from everybody else, and you're being present where other people are not, other potential copywriters are not. Because most people will not do this. Most people, they just do cold emails or Facebook posts and hope that people come to them. It usually doesn't work that way. So you differentiate yourself and you prove yourself to be a unique potential provider. Another thing that I have done is, if you saw it in my, what do you call it? The email copywriting corner, I showed off my shredded money. Have you seen this? It's real money. Really shredded up, and that bag's worth $364. I didn't pay $364 for it, but sending that in the mail and saying you're shredding your money by doing this dumb thing, it's a lumpy mail, so you've heard this and you know it's to be true. You open a package, you open something from FedEx, guaranteed you're going to open that unless it comes from the judge and you want to avoid being summoned or something. But with lumpy mail also, you got to see what's inside there. And then you can draw someone into the story with stuff like that. Now, money I found to be, because I talked to financial people, but also marketing people. Money is a topic that you know about, you think about. Why would you shred money? It makes you curious and leads into a story. You can but you can use anything. Like I said, my buddy sent a flash drive with an interview. I just heard on the Agora call maybe a month ago, one of the new guys, I think he had very little experience, but he sent Joe Schriefer, the publisher, or he's a copy chief, whatever he is, sent him something in the mail. It was like an object, told an interesting story, and got a job as an in-house copywriter with Agora Financial. So, turned into a career move for him because he thought outside of the box and delivered something physical through direct mail. So although it's more costly than email, obviously, more costly than Facebook, unless you're buying ads, it's pretty cost effective if you do it right. And it's definitely a way of differentiating yourself from other people, other copywriters, other marketing service providers, and setting yourself up. You look serious. I'm investing money in this. I'm a more serious, probably more successful appearing individual. And like I said, it allows you to engage in a different way because email is flat. But this is 3D. You can hold it in your hand. You can provide value and personalize it. You got to be targeted with it, though. I don't advise you to buy 100 cards and send them out to everybody. At least that's not what I've done. But to people who you think, getting in contact with them one more time, having a good excuse to reach out to them and get them to reach back, is a perfect idea. I have another little gimmicky thing. I don't think I'm going to reveal that to you just yet. Let's see if I say that for the future. But it's super cool. It's super rare. Well, it's not super rare, but very few people have seen it, and almost nobody understands it, which gives you an opportunity to explain what it is. So in addition to having your own website, which we talked about on day 1, having a LinkedIn presence, which was day 2, I think we talked about on day 3, getting published and making appearances on OPP, other people's platforms. You want to use good old postman or FedEx delivery guy, UPS guy to deliver mail. Again, this is getting opened. You know it. And FedEx isn't that expensive, $10 or something like that. And if it can turn into a $500 project, $1,000 project, $10,000 project, an ongoing relationship, or a job opportunity that can give you who knows how much money over time. I think it's a pretty good investment. You just got to think creatively. So that's all I'm going to do for today. If you've used direct mail, I'd like to have a conversation about it. If you would like to, but you need some ideas or not sure exactly what to do, we can talk about it. Feel free to ask. If you have heard good stories, share them, because I think this is a great idea. And like I said, it's a way to separate yourself from everybody else. So that's what we want to do, is to be more successful, we got to show up differently in a more valuable way. And I think this is a great way to do that. So again, let's talk about it. By the way, we talked about LinkedIn. Keep connecting there. And I don't really recommend Twitter as a huge thing for copywriters. I don't know a lot of copywriters who've made money doing that, or got good use of their time, good return on their invested time there. But if you're there, you could probably find a place. We should probably make a post just in case you're on Twitter like I'm there. Although I don't spend hardly any time doing anything there. But to follow each other, it creates a little bit more following, which makes you look a little bit more like an authority. It's hard when you got 32 people. See, I'm not calling anybody out. I haven't looked at anybody's Twitter profile. I don't think anyone in this group, maybe Jason, I'm following on Twitter. But that's just because I don't know you like that yet. And, on social media, except on Facebook and maybe now LinkedIn. But if you're spending any time there at all, we should be even limited. We should probably follow each other just to add one more person. It's just one more. But one more person to your following, because I know how hard it is to get going. My Twitter thing is probably 7 years old. I've got 2,000 followers, and actually it's shrinking. Before long, it'll be nobody still following me. So that's an idea. Just to be, again, supporting one another in any way possible. Feel free in this group to ask for the kind of support that you want. Feedback on copy that you've written. We're seeing a couple examples of that, or whatever. Let's do it. I'm happy to help. I want to be here for you as much as I can, and that's that. So with that, I'm going to peace out, and I'll holler at you in the near future. Later. I can hit the button.